Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to episode number 5 or 6 of Practical EdTech Live for 2019, where I answer your questions about educational technology. All the questions that I've gotten in the last week that I think have a bit of a broad appeal. And of course, if you have any questions for me, feel free to throw them into the chat either on Facebook or here on YouTube. Either place is totally fine, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Now, I do have about a half dozen questions that I've received in the last week that I think have some value to probably a lot of people, and not just the one person who sent the question in. So let's get right to the top of it with something that I'm pretty excited about and relates to an announcement that Google made yesterday. So this comes from Karen, who wrote to me and said, a teacher is using the extension Audio Player for slides with students to record their own voices for each slide. The slides and recording are on the teacher's computer. When the teacher shares the slides, the recordings won't play on another teacher's computer. Can you only play the recordings on the computer in which they were recorded? No, but the trick of this, Karen, is that the file that the students record and then save in their Google Drives, and so that's how the Audio Player for slides add-on or extension works, is that the file has to be stored in your Google Drive and then it plays back in the slides. That audio recording has to be stored in Drive and as a file that's publicly available, so for someone else to be able to listen to it. So the anyone with a link can view option is what needs to be enabled in order for other people to be able to experience that audio. And I think that's probably what was happening in your case. Now, I already teased that a big announcement from Google yesterday is that beginning this month, there will be native support for audio inside of Google Slides. You won't need to use a third-party add-on or a third-party Chrome extension in order to use audio in Google Slides. That feature is rolling out to domains right now. If your school is on a rapid release domain, basically one of the domains that gets the features first, you may have already seen that feature, may have already arrived in your Google account today. If not, you may have to wait till the end of the month to see it, but that's really exciting. You'll be able to simply go to the insert menu in Google Slides and select your audio to insert into the slides. So that's a really exciting thing. If you missed that news yesterday, it's kind of taken over the Twitter sphere. Everyone on Twitter seems really excited about it. All right. So the question came from Robin. Robin asked me, I wanted to do some PD on augmented reality in the classroom. Aurasma is the app that I've always used. HP has now purchased Aurasma and is charging for the use. What would be your favorite replacement for Aurasma? So Robin, I need to clarify, and for anyone who's watching this, so Aurasma became what's called now HP Reveal. And you can still use some elements of HP Reveal, the basics of what was Aurasma before. You can still use for free. So I don't know how much of Aurasma you are using, but the basics of it you can still use for free. That said, if you want to make your own augmented reality experiences, my go-to recommendation for the last 18, 20 months now has been Metaverse, which you can find at gometa.io. And I believe I mentioned it 2 weeks ago in another broadcast. Metaverse is great for programming all kinds of augmented reality experiences. So try that out. All right. And a question that came in from Eli. Sorry. Our life skills students operate a coffee shop in our library. The life skills teacher wants them to be able to clock in and clock out and asked me if I know of any way they can do that using a website or a Chrome app. Do you know of anything that might work? Thanks. So what I recommend, or what I recommended to Eli on this, was the Google Forms add-on called Check It Out. Check It Out spelled all one word. There are no spaces between the it and out. Check it out all together. Check out that add-on for Google Forms. What it allows, it's designed for small lending libraries, basically. But it creates a timestamp anytime someone checks in or checks out an item. But you can, instead of putting in items, just put in a list of student names. And when they arrive, have them go in and check in that they're there. And when they leave, have them just go to the form and check out that they're leaving. So it's a pretty simple way to use Google Form for a check-in, check-out system. So check out that add-on. It's called Check It Out for Google Forms. All right. A longer question, but also looking at augmented reality. It's a hot topic. Another augmented reality related question came from Lee, who asked me about, I'll just read the question. For National Poetry Month, I want to hide lines of poem around the media center and have students use their iPad cameras to find them. I'm looking for a way to take a line of a poem and overlay it to a trigger image so a student scans the trigger with the camera inside whatever app and the line will pop up. It doesn't seem like it would be difficult to create, but I'm having trouble finding a resource that doesn't require students to set up accounts. I looked at HP Reveal and it does exactly what I want, right up to where it wants the viewer to set up an account. Okay. Can you think of another app that would do what I want? Essentially, I want it to work like QR code scanner, only instead of using QR codes, it uses trigger images. So two things that came to mind. Number one, Metaverse, again, would do that. You can do that in Metaverse, do exactly what Lee's describing here. Number two, and Lee, I'm not sure what age your students are. You didn't say what age they are. You might want to check out TinyTap. TinyTap is an app that you can use for making little games on your iPad, and students would be able to see things with it. So you might want to try that one as well. But again, Metaverse is probably my answer to both of those questions. Question from David that I got just this morning and prompted me to make a video that I just published on my YouTube channel. David asked me, now that YouTube's annotations are gone, what do you recommend for adding interactive elements to video? Yeah, I loved the annotations in YouTube as well. I used it a lot, actually. My friend Greg Kulowick actually was the person who introduced it to me many years ago. Gosh, probably 7 or 8 years ago. It was great for making interactive videos and videos of kind of a choose your own adventure series. So to cut to the point, to answer David's question, ThingLink is an option for adding interactive pin marks into a video. And so you can take any video that you own and upload it, or you can import a video from YouTube. So if you find the YouTube URL, you can make that interactive and put a little pin mark on top of it. And they're all timestamps. So if you want to put a pin mark at 3 minutes and 14 seconds into a video, you could. The pin mark will appear. It's kind of a pin mark or a thumbtack mark, if you want to call it that, appears on the video. People can click on that. And when they click on it, they'll see the text and they'll be able to go to a hyperlink if you've included a hyperlink as well. So check out thinglink.com. You can make interactive videos using a free thinglink.com account. And the last question that just came in as I was getting ready to go live right now came from Tiffany. And Tiffany must have been a mind reader. Maybe, I don't know if she's a mind reader, but anyway, Tiffany's question was, would you consider doing a practical ed tech podcast? I'd love to be able to listen on my commute. So Tiffany, I am working on a podcast. I have a few guests lined up, but it's not a practical ed tech podcast. It's the Ed Tech Fitness podcast, where I'll be talking to some people about lifelong fitness and how to build some fitness into your life, into our busy lives, and I'll also be talking to people about technology things and some tech that can save you time, some time-saving hacks, if you want to call them hacks, time-saving tips, and how do we manage all those things. So I do have a few guests lined up for that, and I'll be recording my first episode coming up in just about a week from today. Well, just a week from today, and hopefully publishing it right after April vacation, I should say, right after tax day. In New England, we still have April vacation in a lot of schools. We have February break, April break. So I'll be late February. Late February is when the first episode of that will come out. So I've been wanting to publish a podcast for a while, and that's what I'm going to do. So it'll have some ed tech stuff in it. It'll have some fitness stuff in it. It's not just going to be. It won't be just tech, and it won't be just fitness. So it'll be a combination of the two. So check that out when it comes live. I'll be sure to let everyone that I can think of know about it. All right. So I got a thumbs up on that one. All right, cool. So. All right. Well, I ran through a half dozen questions there in 6 minutes. In 10 minutes. Half dozen questions in 10 minutes. I'll be publishing the list of questions along with the recording of this on the blog later this afternoon. So thanks. Thanks for tuning in. As always, if you have any questions for me, just send me an email. richard@byrne.media is my email address. Again, that's richard@byrne.media. Just send me your questions, and I'll be happy to answer them via email and or live on the air like this. And last but not least, in the shameless commerce division of my life, there are 8 seats left. Eight seats left for the Practical EdTech Summer Camp. If you're interested in joining us, check it out. Go to practicaledtech.com, click on Summer Camp at the top of it. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of hands-on learning with some really cool people. And me. So that too. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great afternoon, great evening, great morning, wherever you are in the world. I always appreciate your support and tuning in. So have a great day.